also explains that not all of the dolphins like to go outside the sea aquarium. Some prefer to interact with people in their private lagoon. I'm so glad to discover that these dolphins are happy and healthy at the Curacao Sea Aquarium, and especially grateful to one special dolphin named Annie, who came out to play with me, even if it was just for an hour.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the Royal Bahamas Police Force swearing in new recruits at the Police Training College. Also, police on the island of Abaco investigating an alleged incest matter. And 10 people escaping serious injury following an emergency landing on Bimini. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
You have just witnessed the swearing in of 100 recruits who, once they're completed with this training exercise, will become full-fledged police officers.
A swearing-in ceremony took place at the Police Training College, where 100 Bahamian recruits officially signed contracts to complete 24 weeks of training to become police officers. Good evening all, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Royal Bahamas Police Force continues to remain steadfast in ensuring the safety of the country. Today, 100 recruits pledged their lives to serve the country. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
It is official. 100 police officers signing their contracts and officially sworn in today. It is a proud moment as the officer in charge says that this will be history in the making.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the first time that we've had 100 in training. All Bahamians, 50 of them were recruited from our office here on Grand Bahama, and the other 50 came from the recruitment office in New Providence.
The new recruits dressed neatly in black and white, some holding a Bible, while others chose to affirm through raising their right hand to promise and dedicate their life to live by the law of the police force while serving the community with pride and dignity.
Once we have completed all the necessary requirements to accept them into our training college, they go through the process and then they are required to take an oath of office. This oath of office, or this oath that they take, is going to be in effect for the next 2 years, at which time they will again be, once they want to renew their contract with our organization, they will again be asked to take the same oath.
Now, the recruits have been in training for just about 2 weeks. They say that the training may be tough, but this is indeed a dream come true.
It's always been a dream of mine to be a police officer from since I was very young.
Signing the contract today is one of my goals. But with God, all things are possible.
My family, they push me day by day, even though they're not here, but in my thoughts, to keep going. Training so far has been very intense and vigorous, but I'm eager to continue this journey and be that agent of change needed in the community.
This morning, it was a very scary moment to sign the contract, but I'm really thankful for it.
One thing my mom told me is that hard work is just easy work in disguise. So I know this journey won't be easy. However, I'm here to determine my benefit for the future.
The recruiters have already completed 2 weeks of rigorous and intense training, with just 22 weeks left to become police officers. Simultaneously, 100 recruiters in New Providence also going through the same process. A total of 200 officers set to hit the road by December. ACP believes that these young women and men are eager to serve their community through tackling crime and criminality. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Well, police on the island of Abaco, along with the Department of Social Services, have launched an investigation into an alleged incest matter reported on Thursday, June 20th, 2024. The incident involving a 10-year-old female child reportedly occurred in Bahama Palm Shores. Now, officer in charge of the island, Superintendent Will Hart, provides an update on the investigation.
The police within the Abaco Division is conducting inquiries into an incest matter that has been reported. Both subjects are juveniles and related to each other. Due to the sensitivity of this matter, the police and social service are investigating collectively to determine a suitable outcome. There are no suspects in custody at this time. Inquiries are being continued as we investigate.
In other news, a man accused of damaging several businesses in the downtown area on Grand Bahama had his day in court today. 51-year-old Stephen Butterfield was arraigned before Deputy Chief Magistrate Debbie Ferguson on unlawfully entering and intentionally and unlawfully causing damage. Butterfield was clad in a gray collar shirt and khaki pants, pleaded guilty to all of the offenses. Altogether, he was fined with $8,897. $3,530 of that amount to be paid today. Ferguson ordered Butterfield to pay the remaining balance of $4,917 by July 13th and the 26th, or he will be in default to serve time at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. Meanwhile, police officers on Bimini are busy searching for 32-year-old Gavargo Saunders, also known as Javargo Saunders of Baileytown, Bimini. Police on that northern island need to question him in connection with burglary. Saunders stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighs 150 pounds. He is described as slim-built, dark brown complexion with dark brown eyes. Members of the public are warned to please approach with extreme caution, as Saunders is considered to be armed and dangerous. Please dial police emergency at 911, the National Crime Prevention Office at 302-8430 or 1, Crime Stoppers at 352-1919, 350-3106 or 9, Family Islanders dial 242-300-8476. While a Cessna 208 aircraft on floats carrying 10 passengers was forced to make an emergency landing on North Bimini on Sunday afternoon, the Aircraft Incident Investigation Authority is currently investigating the matter and revealed that the incident occurred around 3 p.m. and involved a United States registered aircraft. Chief Investigator with the Aircraft Accidents Investigation Authority shares the details of the incident.
The Aircraft Accident Investigation Authority is presently investigating an incident that occurred on Sunday, the 23rd of June, 2024.
According to flight tracking data, the Cessna 208 conducted 4 flights over the weekend to and from South Bimini. On the day of the incident, Sunday, July 23rd, the aircraft completed a 20-minute flight from Fort Lauderdale to South Bimini Airport, landing at 1:51 p.m. The emergency landing occurred just 2 hours later as the flight attempted to leave South Bimini Airport.
During takeoff from the North Bimini Seaplane Base, the aircraft floats came into contact with the reef.
Chief Investigator of Air Accidents, Kendall Dorsett Jr. says the contact with the reef led the pilot to abort the takeoff and return to the sea. Despite the frightening ordeal, all 10 people on board escaped without injury.
There were no injuries reported to the persons on board. Investigations are ongoing at this time.
One Union's annual meeting gathers momentum with record attendance and special honors for its dedicated members. The meeting was held at the Foster B. Pastena Hall at Pro Cathedral of Christ the King on Monday morning, celebrating unity and achievement. Raven Davis reports.
What started out as a group of just some 280 members has flourished to just over 700, many of them gathering here for the Bahamas Educators, Counselors, and Allied Workers Union's 3rd annual general meeting to celebrate their collective efforts and shared vision for the future.
And so we must remember that not every storm comes to harm us. Some storm comes to clear a path. And so we have to be grateful for everything that God is doing.
Prayers,
Songs and words of inspiration setting the tone for the day. Baku President Sandra Major expressing her satisfaction with the union's progress.
We share what's happened in the last year. From all of the islands, from all of the shop stewards. Every AVP gives a report on what is going on in our union within their school. And this is the time when everyone gets to participate and know and hear and share in our information. So we're working with the Ministry of Education to improve education in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and also to make sure that our teachers are safe, they feel they are needed in this country.
Guest speaker Dominique McCartney Russell emphasizing the vital role of collaboration in nation building.
I love the Beckerwoo model. It works. And I say to you, we must bring our matters to the table. We want to address matters. You are my team members, you are my colleagues. The same way I want to be treated, I want you to be treated.
And while acknowledging that unions don't always get everything right, she assured that the ministry is dedicated to resolving any issues.
Our desire, of course, is to become a more efficient organization so that we are able to advance these matters very well, more efficiently. We have to become more efficient, but it will take some time to do that. But I want you to know, colleagues, that we have your back.
The event, which highlighted the union's growth and commitment to effective teamwork, culminating in special presentations to appreciate the members' efforts. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Grand Bahama's first food truck festival held over the weekend. That story, sports, and more on the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this month.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
They're light, they're trendy, and they're comfortable. Get your Crocs. Now available at John West, Nassau, and Freeport. John West, let us put shoes on your feet.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm self-insuring my investments, starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody does it better.
Guess what? Budget Pest Control has something important to show you. Copta termites former Salmus, the super termite. What makes them super? Their ferocious appetite can attack your home from below and above. They even attack forestry. But don't worry. Budget Pest Control has extensively studied this species on Grand Bahama. You can even check out our scientific paper. So you can count on us to protect your investment. Call Budget Pest Control, the termite specialist.
Come with me to the Best of the Best concert weekend. It's day 2, the pre-party. Friday, June 28th at David Bean's Karaoke Bar, Leewood Highway, Providenciales. Featuring the prime DJs with DJ Young Squad, TCI's Most Wanted, DJ Shay, DJ The Mighty Pencil, and special guest artist from Trinidad, Mr. Butterfly, Oscar B. Admission is $30 in the gate. Gates open at 10 p.m. See you there.
#1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation making waves on Saturday with its first ever food truck festival. Our Aja Quant was on the ground at Tino Beach, where tourists and locals alike enjoyed a day filled with delicious food, music, and a true celebration of Bahamian culture.
From corn to donuts and everything Bahamian, the Ministry of Tourism's first ever food truck festival at Tino Beach, seeing a wide array of food trucks lined up, offering a diverse range of culinary delights, attracting both residents and visitors who are eager to sample the various dishes available. The festival was officially inaugurated by the Ministry of Tourism, with the General Manager, Novalari Chota Singh, highlighting the ministry's commitment to promoting local culture and tourism through innovative events like this one. Senator Kirkland Russell also addressing attendees, commending the ministry for organizing such a unique and engaging event. And on behalf of the government, Senator Russell officially opens the festival. Residents expressing their excitement and joy at having such a lively event on the island.
Me and my mommy came out here and I am so happy for this.
In all honesty, it's a lot of fun out here.
It's like a party going on, so we're just hanging out and having tried some of the food. It's really good.
I'm excited that things are going on in Grand Bahama. You know, there wasn't a lot of things going on, and for them to be able to have this event, for people to be able to display creative dishes, it's amazing. And everybody know I love food.
I just like to see people come together and just be around and just celebrate each other. It's just really nice.
That corn is beautiful. In the States, the Mexicans take over the corn thing, but they ain't got nothing on this. It's delicious.
And of course, we had to put that to the test.
We know.
And the owner of Captain Corn sharing her gratitude, stating how appreciative she is for the platform the festival provides to small businesses like hers.
Anywhere there's a festival, Captain Corn wants to be. And Captain Corn is festival food, it's mood food, it's happy food. And we are just so excited to be out here with the Ministry of Tourism. This is our kind of thing.
Now, this is just one of the many events the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation is hosting. This summer, the annual Gombe Festival is set to begin this July every Thursday, beginning on the 4th at 6 p.m. right here on Tino Beach. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Aja Quant.
Well, now that school is officially closed, many parents are looking for summer camps to educate, entertain, and to keep their children active for the next few weeks. Our Matthew Martinborough has you covered on a few options. Here's that report.
As another school year comes to a close, summer camps are in full force to continue expanding the learning atmosphere for students of all ages throughout the island of Grand Bahama. Camps ranging in everything from performing arts such as dance to knowing how to preserve our native environment's beauty, as well as learning and understanding integrity through the world of sports. There are camps all throughout the island accommodating to any child's interests. Creative Director of Heinz Feet Dance Academy, Abiola Maycock, says the camp always looks to instill a strong faith-based foundation along with having fun with many genres of music.
I do all genres, so ballet, liturgical, contemporary, jazz, hip-hop. I do it all, but I make sure that it's based on my beliefs. Christian foundation. The kids love it. They look forward to it every year, and we always end with a showcase.
Educational Officer for the Bahamas National Trust, Daniel Hanna, says those who are involved will have a new activity to do every day, wishing there was a program such as this one in stream much earlier.
Every day we have a different field trip. We go to see the coral reefs. We're going to see the mangroves, let them do some kayaking through. And so in the morning we'll do a little session where we show them what they're going to see, and then they go out there and actually experience it.
President of the Grand Bahama Soccer Club, Mary Knowles, says although there are older campers in attendance, the younger campers can be influenced by the positive examples set by them.
We have so many kids in their early 20s who play soccer with us, and they give back because they coach. Now, the kids that are 14 and 15 and 16, they're looking forward to stepping up that next role and coaching grassroots soccer.
Many different organizations within the community are hosting their own camps this summer in hopes of keeping the youth active and productive for an impactful tomorrow. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
Well, that's a look at stories making news, but Grand Bahama had a busy baseball weekend. Jay, what's coming up in sports?
Well, Ramiko, coming up in sports, the Andre Rogers Junior National Baseball Championships wrapped up this weekend. Don't go away. Sports is next, right after this break.
The Forever Flower Shop. Check out our new selection of artificial flowers and wreaths. Choose stems for your own projects or get a pre-made arrangement as a quick fix to a dull space. If you're a soon-to-be bride, inquire about bulk ordering for floral options that won't break the bank. It's all here at Island Bedding and Furniture, located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinary.
Hungry? Save the day with this hack. The tastiest hack is no longer a secret. Order 2 medium one-topping pizzas from Pizza Hut Freeport for only $22. Enjoy Pizza Hut while spending less all the way to the crust. Visit us at the store, carry out, or delivery. 2 medium one-topping pizzas for only $22. Call us at 352-9191. Pizza Hut Freeport. Enjoy all the way to the crust. Pizza Hut Freeport.
What are we gonna do? We forgot your daddy's birthday. He's in Eleuthera and we're all the way in Nassau. You got it? Okay. Yes, you're right. Eleuthera for tomorrow? No problem.
We all need to save. Save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
Welcome to Bellevue Business Depot, your ultimate destination for all your office and lifestyle needs. From top quality furniture to essential office supplies, copy paper, ink, and school essentials, we've got you covered. Visit our cafe for delicious coffee, Bahamian patties, hot dogs, nachos, and more. Our business center offers copies, emails, scans, prints, business cards, and even assistance with event programs and drawings. Trust our reliable Western Union service for sending money worldwide. Don't forget the balloons for that extra touch of magic for your celebration. Check out our range of printers and electronics for all your tech needs. Visit Bellevue Business Depot today, your one-stop shop for all your needs and more. Open Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Bellevue Business Depot, where convenience meets quality.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to sports. It was not the best weather conditions this past weekend for outdoor sports. However, the Andre Rogers Baseball Nationals wrapped up on the weekend. Here's Shane Stubbs.
Inclement weather put a damper on the final day of the 2024 Andre Rogers Baseball Junior National Championship, forcing the BBA to determine champions based off pool play. In the end, it was a huge celebration for the Freedom Farm Farmers, who were dubbed champions across 4 divisions of this year's tournament. AU coach Derek Monroe was especially proud of how his squad performed, leading to a repeat as this year's champions.
My players were exceptionally well, and I love them. All of my coaches who assisted me, I also want to thank them for a great job that they have done.
It was another repeat performance for the Farmers in the 10U division. pitching is what coach Marlon Bostwick said fueled the team's run to this year's title.
The majority of the team that we brought back to this tournament played on the team last year, so we expect it to be top-notch, at the top of our game.
From opening day, 12U coach Christian Thompson said his team is on a mission to take the 12U title back to New Providence.
We knew the team we had. We knew the boys came out. The pitchers did what they had to do. The bats woke up. We had a lot of home runs, a lot of hits, and the guys just did what they came to do. We came here on a mission.
For 14U coach Lionel Ferguson Jr., he would have loved to see the boys play it out for the title, but nonetheless, he saw it as a worthwhile lesson in the end.
I would have loved to play it, especially to silence all the talks that's happening right now. One of the parents mentioned something in the group today. It was a lesson to the guys to just seize the moment. You know, you can't hope for tomorrow. You have to take advantage of what's in front of us right now.
And of course, no team is complete without their MVPs. Takari Butler, Gianno Newbold, and JBLN's Ajay Knowles felt great about the work they put in this year.
I feel amazing. Everyone knows I can get it. I mean, they don't call me the big dog for nothing. It feels like I'm the best. It feels like I did very good this tournament, and I just want to win it again.
It feels amazing to come back and do what you're supposed to do for your team. Driving in runs, playing good defense. It's a good feeling to come back and do good and win MVP.
As of right now, the tournament is expected to return to Freeport next year. Presenting as Total Sports, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Ladies and gents, that is your quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Thanks, Jay. Now here's a check on your local weather forecast, sponsored by Royal Star Assurance.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
It's now time for your Health is Wealth tip, sponsored by Lucayan Family Concierge.
Sleep is the golden chain that ties our health and our bodies together. When we get sufficient good quality sleep, we see improvement in our immune systems, our learning, our attention spans, our creativity, and our memories. When we don't get sufficient good quality sleep, we increase our risk for making mistakes and having accidents. We increase our risk for diabetes, heart disease, dementia, stroke, and depression. So here are some tips for healthier sleep. Go to bed and wake up the same time every day. Use the hour before bed for quiet time. Before bedtime, avoid bright artificial lights from the TV, phone, and computer screens. Avoid heavy meals, nicotine, and caffeine before bedtime. Spend at least 15 minutes outside daily and be physically active. Remember, prioritizing sleep is good self-love. I'm Dr. Karis Thompson-Major, and remember, your health is your wealth.
Don't go away, our Facebook Friend of the Night is up next.
Throughout history, from bartering in ancient markets to the invention of paper currency, convenience has been at the heart of the way we pay. As time marched on, so have we, from barter to cash and cash to digital. Whether you pay with an online bank transfer, digital wallet, or contactless card, with digital payments, options abound. The world never stops evolving, and neither should you. Choose freedom, choose flexibility, choose convenience. The future of pay is digital. Visit us online at livedigitalbahamas.com and on social media.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization, so if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Come with me to the best of the best concert weekend. It's day 2, the pre-party. Friday, June 28th at David Bain's Karaoke Bar. Leewood Highway, Providenciales. Featuring the prime DJs with DJ Young Squad, TCI's Most Wanted, DJ Shay, DJ The Mighty Pencil, and special guest artist from Trinidad, Mr. Butterfly, Oscar B. Admission is $30 in the gate. Gates open at 10 p.m. See you there.
Your #1 news team following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Milan Pratt Thompson, you are our graduate Facebook friend of the night. We wish you all the best in the future. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
From June 1st to November 30th, the ZNS Radio and Television Network is the #1 source in the Bahamas for hurricane information before, during, and after a storm. Now is the time to choose your radio and television hurricane season ad packages. Get extra special rates and run the ads only when you want them to run. Call the ZNS sales office today at 502-3800.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, hundreds of delinquent business owners face prosecution having failed to comply with a key NIB requirement. Some are signaling a break from school, but officials warn of an increased danger youngsters face. Plus, what's in your bag? The key to being all the way prepared for a storm. And in sports, the Bahamas gears up to head to Paris. Hear what lies ahead. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Makush Lapinder, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. In just a matter of days, NIB contributions will go up by 1.5%, which could very well spell added bad news for those already lagging behind. But while there are payment options, NIB executives say there are still a large number of people refusing to pay up. LaDonna Davis sat down with the head of the compliance unit to find out who's in arrears.
One local employer here in the capital reportedly owes about $1 million in NIB contributions. And that's just one of thousands of employers and self-employed Bahamians who have for years failed to comply with their national insurance contributions will in just a matter of days be thrown deeper into debt. And this considering the NIB's pending increase of 1.5% to take effect on July 1st. As Senior Manager of the Fund's Compliance Unit, Trevor Bryce reminds, employee contributions will jump from 3.9% to 4.65%, and employers from 5.9% to 6.65%.
Who owe before June 30th, they would be required to pay based on the old rates. And then if they occur additional arrears after the 1st of July, then they'll be paying on the new rate. And so we'll mean doing a proper assessment, having them make those payments.
Figures show that from January to about May of this year, some 333 people who failed to pay up NIB contributions appeared before the courts with every expectation this number will increase.
The National Insurance Act empowers the board to prosecute persons in the court of law for failing to pay their contributions or failing to produce the C10 records once they've been requested by an inspector, or if they fail to register, because they're actually required to register their business initially once they begin operation. Within 10 days of beginning operations, they're required to register with the board and to begin to make those contribution payments.
Now, Makushla, and as Bryce tells it, a court appearance is the end result of NIB exhausting every avenue to collect its funds. In fact, he says a state-owned enterprise has been quite lenient with its clients and has for years provided a payment plan, all in the hopes of having people cough up court fees, avoiding possible jail time.
Once the inspector has completed an assessment of the total arrears, that employer or self-employed person is asked to come up with 40% of the total arrears as a down payment on the installment. If we find that, or if the employer has difficulty coming up with the 40%, the board is willing to negotiate and to come up with a reasonable amount that the person can come up with an initial payment. And then also we in terms of the payment period, the payment period can also be structured from 12 months to up to 60 months, depending on the amount that's outstanding.
Now, over the next few weeks and even months, all 48 of NIB's compliance inspectors will be out in full force, conducting extensive routine checks to ensure everyone remain compliant with their contributions. Back to you, Makushla.
Well, thanks, LaDawn. Now, the Prime Minister stands by the need for that hike in NIB contributions set for, as you just heard, next week, Monday. The National Insurance Board, he reminds, provides a Social Security safety net for all Bahamians, not the government.
Just as when we raised the minimum wage, you would have heard them saying that's a bad idea because it's going to impact employers, going to lay off people to meet the action. That didn't happen. So let's speak to what is happening and what is the result and respond to it. We are not to discourage people or thinking that this is something that's going to impact persons adversely. What it's going to do is to ensure you pay your premiums. We're trying to save the fund so that when you reach the age of retirement, there's something there for you.
We shift our attention now to a story of another kind. Now that the school year has ended and children are soaking up their much-anticipated summer recess, health officials are warning parents to be on alert. Corval Pyfrom explains in this next report.
Health officials are sounding the alarm to parents this summer to be especially vigilant in knowing the goings-on of their children as the summer recess puts them in increased harm's way of being victims of abuse. The experts say it happens more often than you'd think. Children and teens becoming victims of sexual assault and sexual abuse. And it's often not committed by strangers, but by those that they know. Doesn't matter whether they're boys or girls, and the summer months become especially concerning because that's when they tend to see a spike in these cases. And that is because officials say far too often these minors are left unsupervised. Dr. Carla Bethel is a consultant with the Department of Family Medicine. She also helps oversee the SAFE clinic. SAFE stands for Sexual Assault Follow-Up and Evaluation. The clinic deals with adolescents and adults who've been sexually assaulted or molested.
It's pretty prevalent, and we worry, especially during the summer months when children are at home unsupervised or, in settings maybe with older children who are not, of the adult frame, who can recognize when problems are developing.
The best way to keep your children safe, Dr. Bethel says, is to know what they are doing and who they are around.
Supervision is key. You really need to know who your child is with, what activities they're doing. You need to pop in and check in from time to time unannounced to to ensure that they're safe and that things are not happening that you're not aware of and that child may not feel free to tell you about.
So far this year, Dr. Bethel says they've seen nearly 24 referrals or cases involving sexual abuse against a minor at the clinic. She also warns parents that potential predators are often methodical and opportunistic, adding that it's important to engage in direct dialogue with your children even at an early age.
let them know that they should feel self-confident in saying no. When someone makes you feel threatened or uncomfortable in some way, you can say no. It's inappropriate, and recognize that you're being victimized, and have that kind of a relationship with your children that it is open, that they feel relaxed, they can come and tell you anything, and that you'll believe them.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
From the police this evening, a snorkeling adventure in western New Providence ends in a police investigation. From what police have so far pieced together, a 64-year-old man of Brea, California, is the victim of an apparent drowning just after 11 this morning. According to authorities, the victim began experiencing difficulty breathing and became unconscious. EMS personnel were called, responded, and determined that the man had no signs of life. Detectives now looking into the circumstances surrounding the incident. Tragedy also marring an American time in the Family Islands. Police confirming that a 38-year-old relative succumbed to injuries sustained during a boating incident on Harbor Island Saturday. As police tell it, the woman was swimming with a man in waters off Pink Sands Beach when the incident occurred. She was taken to the local clinic and later airlifted here to the capital, but died that evening. Investigations into that matter continue as well. Well, it's been more than 5 years since two young Bahamian men were found dead in a river in Italy, leaving their families and many others shocked and in search of answers as to what really happened. Alray Ramsey and Blair John are the two men whose mysterious deaths are still being probed. Italian authorities ruled their deaths as drownings, but their families have demanded more answers. Italian officials have been slow with handing over information, but Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, says he's reviewing the latest files in the matter, and he should soon be able to provide loved ones with more information.
I'm going through the files myself at this moment. I've read the report of our internal counsel. There are many other documents because it's a huge file we have to go through. I've spoken to one of the parents and told them that it's up to them if they'd like to review the file, but once I'm done with it, then it will go over to the police.
Minister Mitchell himself, appearing frustrated by the way Italian officials handled this investigation, says consideration is being given to amending local legislation to assist with the local coroner's investigation.
One of the ideas we have is to amend the Coroner's Act to allow for the coroner to actually do an investigation here, which is not presently available in our law. So that's where we are, and I'm partially through the report myself, and as soon as I've concluded my findings, then it goes on to the next stage, which is the police.
A shootout at a Sunday evening birthday party leaves two in hospital, the birthday boy's father and a 17-year-old girl. The incident playing out on Bellot Road off Carmichael just before 8 p.m. Police say at that time, a gunman exited a small gray Japanese vehicle and reportedly fired shots at the victim, who sought to escape in the home. However, he was pursued and subsequently shot a number of times. A teen girl inside the home was also injured. Both were taken to hospital, and at last report they were in stable condition in hospital. Police renewing the appeal that anyone with information that can lead to capturing the gun-toting suspect to call them. We can also tell you tonight that relatives of a Chicago resident reported missing in the Bahamas are expected here in the capital as early as tomorrow. That's 3 days after police released 41-year-old Taylor Casey's face, age, address, and vital stats. Authorities say Casey was last seen in the area of Paradise Island on Wednesday, June 19th. CBS News citing a friend's Facebook post noting that Casey attended a yoga retreat center before mysteriously vanishing. Meantime, a Facebook group, Find Taylor Casey, has been created to help spread the word in hopes of her being found alive and well. Casey's family has also extended an open invitation to join them in prayer and fasting today between the hours of 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. Still to come, tributes to retiring Court of Appeal president. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump. There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
It's so new. It's so radical. New, the Kentucky Pizza Sandwich. Crispy chicken topped with marinara sauce, mozzarella, and pepperoni. It's so new. It's so radical. Order your Cheetah Sandwich now at KFCNassau.com. It's finger-licking good.
Did you know you can pay your bills on the Cash and Go app?
For real?
Transfer funds internationally, right from the Cash and Go app.
See, Dad? I told you.
Did you know that you can apply for a loan right on the Cash and Go app?
No way!
Pay staff right from the Cash and Go app.
Well, Moto.
It's the app for me.
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 When we started Stormframe Windows in 1999, we wanted to fabricate an impact-rated product to compete with the Florida market, and we've done this. There's no fabricator or vendor from Florida that can do what we can in the Bahamas. Because we fabricate locally and we're a local-based company, we have the capability to provide better customer service than our competitors. With all the worldwide supply chain issues, we at Stormframe have improved our fabrication process and have invested in stock to be able to produce our orders in 4 weeks. We also keep in stock over 400 windows and doors at standard sizes for walk-in customers to purchase. Our professional sales staff is here to assist you with the complete purchase and installation. We also service and ship to the out islands.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
New date, Saturday, June 29th. Same place, same time. BLB Automania 2024. Are you ready for what's to come? 8 auto dealers, up to 100% financing. We're going all the way. No brakes, just gas. BLB Automania 2024. Let's ride.
What are we gonna do? We forgot your daddy's birthday. He's in Eleuthera and we're all the way in Nassau. You got it? Okay. Yes, you're right. Eleuthera for tomorrow? No problem.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
A special sitting of the Court of Appeal marking the retirement of its president, Sir Michael Barnett, who has served in that post since December 2019. The Chief Justice and Sir Michael's daughter among those paying tribute, describing him as someone with a keen, analytical, legal mind, one who's compassionate and has a genuine love for the law.
During his tenure as president of the Court of Appeal, Sir Michael led the court through one of its most difficult periods, the COVID-19 pandemic. Under Sir Michael's leadership, the court successfully pivoted to the virtual platform and remained the most efficient court in the judiciary and virtually backlog-free.
Sir Michael, Daddy, and most importantly, Papa, as you start this next chapter, I only ask that you follow the advice of your father and that he gave you many years ago. But in true form, I've adapted it a little. He said, work hard, pray often, and have a little, and I've added more fun.
Sir Michael's former colleague, Justice of Appeal John Isaacs, will take over the reins as the new president of the Court of Appeal effective July 1st. Sir Michael is expected to continue in the public service as a law reform commissioner.
It was my privilege to serve as the Chief Justice and President of the Court of Appeal of this land that I love. Over the past 15 years, with the talents God gave me, I strived to do right to all manner of people after the laws and usages of the Bahamas, without fear or favor, affection or ill will. I thank all who made this possible, and I leave remembering that I am but an unworthy servant who only did that which was required of me.
The Bahamas getting positive feedback from the U.S. Embassy for its efforts to combat trafficking in persons. The government's goal of investigating and prosecuting more suspected traffickers, identifying a male victim for the first time, continuing to provide support for foreign victims repatriated abroad, and carrying out multiple awareness-raising activities has led to the Bahamas maintaining its Tier 1 status on the U.S. State Department's Trafficking in Persons report. The report stipulates action and creates partnerships around the world in the fight against trafficking in persons, as well as highlights strategies to address this crime and protect victims. Well, Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis weighing in on the recent labour force survey, which reveals the unemployment rate stands at 9.9%. That's a 0.5% decline, while the employed showed a moderate increase. Despite those stats, the Prime Minister feels the unemployment numbers are still low.
What I'm encouraged about is that now Bahamians are recognizing that the economy is growing and the economy is doing well. They're no longer discouraged in looking for work. And so there's a segment of when you look at the statistics and how it is the methodology engaged to determine unemployment, that they not take into account persons who have stopped looking for work, the discouraged workers. What this tells me is that it has inspired a lot of persons who had stopped but given up hope of finding a job. And they're now finding hope to find jobs, hence that 1% tick. And hopefully within the next 2 months or so, we can see that number going down.
Prime Minister Davis, though, acknowledges that many of the Bahamians who want to work desire public service jobs.
I can speak about having persons working and they got them the job, and then 4 weeks later they're leaving the job and saying, well, you know, they say, brave, you know, I didn't want to work. I wanted a government job. I didn't want this job. And the government can only absorb so much of it. We're trying to get as many people employed in the private sector as we can to help that segment of our society.
Now, 60% of the labour force completed secondary school based on the findings of the 2023 third quarter preliminary labour survey. Assistant Director with responsibility for the labour force is Cipriana Winters.
1% had schooling only to primary level or none at all, while 20% had completed university. Of the 237,755 persons in the labor force, 21% obtained a bachelor's degree or higher, while 25% had no qualifications.
Well, how prepared are you for this year's hurricane season? Are your shutters, lumber, and sandbags in place? 24 days in, and officials say while the weather is still favorable, you have time to gather your wares. Ianthea Ferguson walks us through putting together the ultimate hurricane survival kit.
The 2024 Atlantic hurricane season is expected to be a rather busy one, and officials have already sounded the alarm. Get prepared now. We're here at the Bahamas Red Cross to learn how to put together the ultimate hurricane survival kit. And it's not too late to start packing and storing the items you'll need in the event you're stuck at home or have to evacuate to a shelter or elsewhere. Bahamas Red Cross Director General Alicia Pinder says now is the time to curate your family plan, identifying exit strategies, sharing contacts, and yes, getting that hurricane survival kit started.
So think of these items as your essential emergency kit. Non-food items at this point, but things that you should have on hand in the event that there is a storm, there is a lockdown for a period, and if it's a very deadly storm, that may last as long as weeks. If you're going into a shelter, remember that being in a shelter, take all of the essentials that you need, because the sheltering time may not just be 2 or 3 days. The longest shelter during Hurricane Dorian was open for a year.
So what should be in your family's ultimate hurricane survival kit? Grab a pen and a pad and let us help you either create that list or update it. For the non-food items, of course, there are the usuals like battery-operated fans, lights, and radios. But Mrs. Pinder suggests you should also consider solar-operated appliances as well. Charging ports, batteries, a first aid kit, toiletries, cleaning supplies, garbage bags, a portable gas stove, gloves, masks, baby supplies, weeks worth of medication, bug repellent, rope, and if you haven't already, purchase life vests.
This may be the thing that will help you to stay buoyant, and especially young children as well, when the flood waters, and we pray not, that the flood waters ever come into your home.
And Pinder advises to not forget about your cars. Things like extra car batteries, spare tires, or cans of Fix-A-Flat are must-haves. As for food, kitchen staples like canned goods, dried oats, rice, flour, and cream. As for water, 1 gallon of water per day for each family member is the recommendation. But when it comes to your snacks, choose wisely.
Because of the salt and the sugar in your body's need to neutralize itself again, it requires that you drink more water, which will deplete your store, as well as it causes you to have to release it, which also will deplete the amount of water that you have stored.
So what's missing from your ultimate hurricane survival kit? Is it your vest, your first aid kit, or something as simple as canned goods? While fingers are crossed that we're not hit with any major storms this year, officials say it's time to get prepared just in case. I am Thea Ferguson for the Bahamas Tonight.
Well, some great advice there, Thea. We still have more news to come, but Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Coming up in Sports for tonight, we'll take a look at some of the highlights from baseball. Baseball championships all wrapped up. We'll give you details coming up in sports.
If you see news in the making, call ZNS News at 502-3800 or email us at znsnews@gmail.com.
Expanding on the theme of connecting the globe, celebrating diversity as a part of the Caribbean Tourism Organization's Caribbean Week in New York, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism Investments and Aviation, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, discussed the need for greater interconnectivity across the Caribbean region.
Firstly, the Bahamas was really delighted to be the main sponsor of CDO Week here in New York. This is a great opportunity for us to talk with our counterparts around the region and importantly to discuss opportunities. Airlift is the oxygen that tourism needs. And today's session in relation to airlift will be on a panel to talk about many of the issues and opportunities, everything from creating more of a hub in the Bahamas for new markets and emerging markets like Africa and Middle East and South and Central America, really to talking about the issue of multi-destination tourism. We have been talking about the interconnectivity, not a lack of connectivity between us. And the question really is, how do we resolve this issue that we've been talking about for the last 4 decades? My personal view is that we must have a commercial solution with Bahamas Air, Cayman Airways, Caribbean Airlines, and all of the others working together with interline agreements and co-chair to ensure that we are creating the connectivity that we've been desiring for decades. This is the only way that our guests will come from very far and visit more than one of the Caribbean destinations.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Joshua Robbins, and this is Tourism Today.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be extra.
What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you is?
I right you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
Throughout history, from bartering in ancient markets to the invention of paper currency, convenience has been at the heart of the way we pay. As time marched on, so have we, from barter to cash and cash to digital. Whether you pay with an online bank transfer, digital wallet, or contactless card, with digital payments, options abound. The world never stops evolving, and neither should you. Choose freedom, choose flexibility, choose convenience. The future of pay is digital. Visit us online at livedigitalbahamas.com and on social media.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time. Life's twists, turns, and defining moments. RBC is a win for all of you.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Tonight, a bittersweet moment in the life of the Catholic Archdiocese of Nassau as that community bids farewell to one of its beloved clergymen. A mass of thanksgiving being held for Rector of St. Paul the Apostle Church, Father Kendrick Forbes, who has ascended to a higher calling. Lloyd Allen joins us live from St. Francis Xavier Cathedral with this preview. Good evening, Lloyd.
Makusha, tonight a proud moment for the Bahamas. Tonight we're here at St. Francis Xavier Cathedral, where in just a few moments, members of the Catholic community here in the Bahamas will conduct a Thanksgiving Mass. This is for Bishop-elect Kendrick J. Forbes, who has been selected by the Pope to serve as at the Diocese of Rosa in Dominica. Of course, Bishop Forbes is here with us. Bishop Forbes, this is a great move for the Catholic community. What does this mean?
Well, I think first of all, for me, I'm humbled and honored to be appointed as the Bishop of the Diocese of Roseau by the Holy Father. It's a proud moment for the Catholic Diocese. Locally, Archbishop Pinder presently is the only native son to be ordained a bishop, and I would be on July 25th. I would be the second in line.
And of course, as you step into this role, there are many expectations. But what is your focus once you touch ground?
Well, my focus when I get into Dominica is just to listen to the people, to see what their expectations are for me as a bishop, and to see how best we can spread the gospel and the mission that Christ has entrusted to the church. And hopefully I'll be a good shepherd for them.
And then finally, of course, many persons out here tonight to show support. What does that mean for you?
I'm deeply touched by it. I really did not expect this large crowd. Again, I'm humble, I'm honored, and I'm grateful for the many expressions of support and prayers that the faithful have offered.
Of course, more details coming up from this story in a later newscast. Mukushla?
Well, thanks, Lloyd. If you know someone between the ages 12 to 20, there's an open invitation to register and attend a 5-day daily youth retreat set to start this Wednesday, June 26th through Sunday, June 30th. The venue, Club Crush at the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort. Attendees will participate in youth-focused sessions covering a wide range of topics, including financial literacy, faith, entrepreneurship, etiquette, and more. Retreat organizer and youth empowerment coach Marisha Walker says the program is intended to offer a holistic approach to youth development.
We're also going to have some sessions on healthcare, on mental health, on depression, some conversations about cutting and suicide and some of the issues that we see young people facing, in addition to conversations about healthy relationships and healthy families. So we're trying to cover the whole being, the whole person, mind, body, soul, and spirit.
Now, for more information or if you would like to register for the retreat, check out any of the Teen Life Worship Center's social media platforms. Well, after realizing so many of today's first-time parents are essentially children themselves, pastor of Salem Union Baptist Church, Reverend Hugh Roll, has initiated a parenting class every other Tuesday starting this month.
The persons that I believe that are mostly affected in our country, that is leading a whole lot of the antisocial behavior in our country, are the children. And the children are not responsible for raising themselves. Thus, we believe that in order to save the children, we ought to do something about the parents.
Through this program, Salem Union is seeking to empower parents by arming them with information, knowledge, and skills that are not just grounded in biblical principles, but practical and sustainable situations as they navigate through life.
These are the things that I expected. No, you don't have the medical. This is the procedure that you would have to walk through in order to get the medical. If you're in this area, you go to that clinic. You take this form with you. If you want to get your child on the school lunch program, then this is the procedure that would have to be followed. If you're living in an area where you have to move your child or transfer your child to another school, this is what is expected. So that's the practical aspects of it. We have a session where we're talking about safe and healthy children, how to raise safe and healthy children. So we will bring in a nutritionist who will talk about feeding your child. No, the cheese doodles, the chubbies, okay, those may be what you're accustomed to, but you can find some things at the supermarket that may cost about the same price and are healthier. And then actually walking through making a simple, healthy meal.
Still to come, our feature, volunteering at the Ranfley home. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
The 2024 Samuel P. Haven Junior High School Soccer Nationals kicked off recently. Minister of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Glenatana Martin, visited the semifinals and encouraged the student athletes.
I am so proud of the partnership with the Bahamas Football Association, the Ministry of Education, as it relates to this tournament. And this is where we see the finest expressions through physicality, physical exercise, or through the sport. Just being here at this point is in itself a privilege and an honor. So I want to encourage all of you to play your best game. Give it your all. But at the end of it, keep moving. I always say, and I think I said to some young men last year, that I've been in races I didn't win, and I wanted to win really badly, but I didn't give up. I came right back, and I'm still in the game.
President of the Bahamas Football Association, Anya James, encouraged the students to compete to the best of their abilities.
Players, I implore you to play hard, play fair, and represent your prestigious institutions with pride and passion. On behalf of the Executive Council of the Bahamas Football Association, I welcome you all.
The Lyford Key International School Dragons won the boys and girls championship titles. John Ali McIntosh for Ed
Shopping means saving when you shop the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Mullis Ready Cut Macaroni, 16-ounce, $2.19. Distinction Long Life Milk, assorted 1 liter, $2.72. Vitamalt, assorted 10 to 12-ounce, $1.29. Lamb shoulders, $4.99 per pound. Panamee Raw Shrimp, $41.50, 12-ounce, $4.99. Jump in for joy this June with the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Are you a business with 3 or more vehicles looking for the perfect fueling solution? Well, look no further.
I can go to any Rubis service station and get fast and easy service without any form of payment.
I can top up my fuel account and generate reports anytime online.
We at Wildflowers enjoy significant savings from fraud reduction. The Rubis system provides optimum security and peace of mind.
Email bahamassales@rubis-bahamas.com to sign up now.
Happy Independence Bahamas! Let's celebrate 50+1 together with a unique Janae's Uniform Center Independence print, dry fit polo or t-shirts, ribbons and pole bows in black, gold, and aquamarine. Janae's special family package includes buy 2 adults and 3 children Independence polos or t-shirts and get 15% off. Outfit your staff for a special Independence dress of week or day with a different design. For more than 30 pieces of Janae's Independence polos or t-shirts, get up to 25% discount. Janae's Uniform Center Chesapeake Road Independence Selections. Choose your favorite and celebrate 50+1.
A $2.5 million repurposed plane for government travel throughout the Family Islands still making headlines. This time, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis is affirming the police force will use the aircraft to man borders, which requires air surveillance in addition to official government use.
It's just part of the political mischief that people make. And $2.5 million for aircraft. Think about what kind of aircraft you could get for $2.5 million. What are you buying for $2.5 million? This is just to refurbish and upgrade what they already have. That's what the information that came to me. If we charter for everybody who want to go on this island just to provide the services that these varying islands like Rum Key, Crooked Island, Long Key, if you have to charter every time you need, it'll be much more than $2.5 million in a year.
Well, the Ministry of the Environment taking steps to restore and protect mangroves and coral reefs that are vulnerable to human-induced pressures like overfishing and climate change. The ministry partnering with the Bahamas Sports Fishing Conservation Association and the U.S.-based Environment Defense Fund in a $200,000 research project aimed at restoring and protecting marine ecosystems.
So this project will kick off with a series of community meetings on each of these islands. The project in its initial phase will last 2 years, where we will research through satellite footage and drone footage as well as on-ground assessments where these blocked creeks exist, but also working with the communities to identify where might there be blockages that we can't see through drone footage or satellite imagery. What are the historic connections? Really working through storytelling and identifying the different uses of these creeks.
Residents in Andros, Eleuthera, and here in New Providence are being urged to give feedback to researchers as they restore blocked creeks on these islands.
The hope is, after a year of 2 years of this study, to then prioritize creeks that the communities want to see restored. Again, as Mr. Miller mentioned, for the ecological, cultural, and economic criteria. With the right resources, this collaboration and others would be invited to also study additional islands. We heard from some communities and some community leaders just yesterday. Cat Island has a handful, Grand Bahama, Abaco, a number of the southern islands. It just depends on the hydrology on those islands.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather, and for that we turn to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Basil, we complained of the heat this weekend. We got rain. What's in the atmosphere for us moving ahead?
Well, lots of rain over the weekend, and that will carry us right into Tuesday, but we'll see drier conditions as we go into the middle of the week, Wednesday, and that will last through Friday with the rains returning over the weekend. But right now, we are under mostly cloudy skies, temperature at 82 degrees, relative humidity at 74%, the winds out of the south at 7 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,015.3 millibars, that is 29.98 inches. Now, your temperatures around the islands this evening, 82 in Marshall, Abaco, Green Toll Key at 84, Freeport, Grand Bahama also reporting 84 degrees. The Berry Islands at 80 degrees in Allenstown, Bimini. Harbor Island, 84. Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 86 degrees. 78 in Fresh Creek, Central Andros. In Kemp Space on Andros, the mercury column at 86 degrees. Black Point, Exuma, 85 degrees. 85 also in Allenstown, Cat Island. San Salvador, a little cooler at 80 degrees. In Rum Key, 84 degrees. Clarencetown, Long Island, Ragged Island, Crooked Island, they're all at 82 degrees. Then we pick up at 87 in Betsy Bay, Maguana. Ackland's at 85. Matthew Town, Niagara, also 85 degrees. In the Texas Caicos Islands at 86 degrees. And your boating forecast in the northwestern islands tonight. Southeast to south winds at 10 to 15 knots. The wave height is just around 2 to 4 feet. Now, that high tide, that will take place at 10:41 tonight, and in the central and southeastern islands tonight, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots. The wave height is 3 to 5 feet over the ocean with a moderate chop in place. And then on Tuesday through Wednesday, the winds become southwest at 10 to 15 knots. The wave height is holding at 2 to 4 feet. High tide taking place at 11:05 in the morning with the low tide at 5 or 8 in the afternoon. In the central and southeastern islands, we'll see a more southeast to south component at 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights at 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. These 14s get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. Well, Bahamas Aquatics winding down their national championships over the weekend over the Betty Kelly Kenning Swim Complex. Mako Swim Club looking to continue their dominance there. Charles Fisher tells us whether or not they got the job done.
It was a nice and sunny start to the final day of the Aquatics Championship at the Betty Kenning National Aquatic Center. The fans were out cheering for the respective athletes. One of the largest ever, with the local clubs making a big splash as well. Some international swimmers, 90 in all, trying to make those Paris Olympic cuts. Later on in the day, the skies opened and heavy rain came down, causing this tent to be blown down, causing injuries to two persons who had to seek medical attention.
Whenever there's lightning or thunderstorm in the area, we are required to cancel our swimming. After we canceled swimming, we had a severe gust of wind. The wind raised the tent. Unfortunately, it appears that one of the parents was hurt as a result. She appears to be stable, quite alert, and but out of abundance of caution, she is in transit to the doctor's hospital in the ambulance services that we had provided for the meet.
President of the Bahamas Aquatic Federation, Algernon Cargill, indicating the meet had to be canceled with some events still to go.
It is scary. What we are trained as World Aquatics officials is that in the event of weather, you take the safety of the athletes as your first priority. And what we can control is that we cannot swim if there's any thunder or lightning. So that has to wait until we have the clearance in the Met Office. But in terms of disaster preparedness, this is an issue that we haven't faced before. But I believe that our team, we had an ambulance on duty, we had a medical doctor stationed there, and they all responded very quickly to the situation.
Now, with the meet having already been decided as to the overall champion, it was Mako winning their sixth straight, led by Coach Giovanni McPhee. Barracuda second, and Alpha Aquatics was third.
Yeah, excellent job again by Mako Aquatics. I couldn't be more pleased with these swimmers. A 4-day meet again, coming out the gate on the first day. We had a few records broken. Swimmers responded well to their rest and their training all year. Excellent 3 days. Unfortunately, the event that happened tonight, we were unable to finish off a portion of the relays, which is unfortunate, but again, very pleased with the performance of the kids over the course of this weekend.
Sunday was the final day for swimmers to make the cut for the Olympics, and the Bahamas will have two. Good job by all the swimmers despite the ending due to bad weather. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
All right, thanks, Fisher. Well, the Bahamas Olympic Committee announcing plans for its Olympic unveiling as the country gears up to head to the Games in Paris. BOC President Rommel Fish-Knowles hinting at what's ahead.
Tomorrow night, the Secretary General has put together a spectacular unveiling of Paris 2024. You'll get to see a number of different aspects of the Olympic movement through sports.
Now, Secretary General Deron Donaldson adding that the idea is to give everyone a taste of the Paris experience.
We're going to Paris, so we want to make a Paris runway. So we're going to open it up and have a real treat for the media, the public, and the general public is invited to attend.
Bahamas Baseball Association's Junior National Championships washed out on the final day of competition over in Grand Bahama yesterday. Championship games unable to be played. Tournament officials forced to declare winners based on win-loss records. As it is, the 8U Division Championship won by Freedom Farm. Silver went to JBLN. Bronze went to Grand Bahama Little League. In the 10U Division, again, Freedom Farm, they ran the table actually in the 10U and the 12U, with JBLN finishing with the silver and bronze medal going to, of course, Grand Bahama Little League. In the 14U Division, gold medal, Freedom Farm, as we said, silver going to JBLN, bronze medal going to Grand Bahama Little League. And that's it. You look at sports for you here on this Monday. Our Monday weather forecast is just ahead. Stay with us.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
This year, we were proud to introduce our theme, Under the Sea, and bring awareness to the importance of sustainable fishing and conservation of our amazing marine resources like lobster, the Nassau grouper, and conch. Moving forward every Boxing Day, the group will focus on a new cause as aligned with our key brand pillars and engaging an iconic Bahamian musician to create and perform a song to promote that cause.
Hi, this is Sweet Emily.
It's your boy, Sawyer boy.
This is me now, Funky D. I'm Veronica Bishop.
It's your boy, Vontae, representative for the Provision Band Boys.
Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Jama.
Hey, this is Wilfred Solomon. Hey, this is Gino D. It's your boy, Mikey.
Hey, y'all, this is your girl, Nishi Al-As.
Yo, what's up? You're truly the mighty pencil, yeah.
This is me, KB. This is your boy, D-Mac.
This is Jeremy Young, representing the Stockton's High Voltage Brass. This is your boy, Shah Gawley from Shah Gawley and the VIPs. And listen, come go with me. Come go with me to the best of the best concert in Turks and Caicos.
The best of the best.
Featuring the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands' best artists.
At the Grace Bay Market Plaza.
From June 27th to June 29th.
It's all about Grace Bay Plaza. Grab your tickets now. Get your tickets now, because I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie.
Because I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie.
I soon reach. I soon reach.
I soon reach.
I soon reach.
I soon reach. I soon reach. I can reach soon.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, the tropics, very quiet this evening, save for a little tropical wave that we have several hundred miles to the east of the southern Leeward Islands. That is progressing towards the west at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. The Hurricane Center only giving this system about a 20% chance of development over the next 7 days. And that's because we're having this dry Sahara dust, which extends all the way to the Leeward Islands. And over the next several days heading into the weekend, some of that could spread into our area, creating some hazy conditions over the weekend. Also, we're having some strong upper-level wind sharing, and that too will ensure that we don't have any development over the next 5 to 7 days. Satellite picture showing quite a bit of convection near the Yucatan Peninsula, but over the Bahamas, still pretty wet and unsettled. Those systems are pushing towards the north and east. Will be moving over the Atlantic over the course of the night, but we have this area on the backside of Andros there. That will be bringing some showers to the capital later on tonight as well, some of which could be heavy at times. Now, forecast calling for partly cloudy conditions with a couple of thunderstorms, even developing later on tonight with a low temperature around 81 degrees. Tomorrow, thunderstorm or two in the morning, turning cloudy with breaks of sunshine during the course of the day. High temperature, not too bad. We're going to keep you at about 88 degrees tomorrow. Your extended weather forecast unfolding like this. Showers off and on, becoming more isolated as we head into the middle part of the week. But come the weekend, as we promised you, Saturday and Sunday, we will see widespread showers and thunderstorms, again, some of which could be very heavy at times. With those temperatures, we're going to keep them into the upper 80s for you. Nighttime temperatures remaining a bit on the humid side. Makisla.
And thanks, Basil. I think Bahamians have a love-hate relationship with the rain. It's keeping the grounds wet and keeping the air cool, but you know we don't like it to last too long. Before we leave, in light of their Global Community Day, City Bahamas is partnering with the Ranfley Home for Children. This day is City's annual tradition of coming together across the world through volunteerism and building lasting connections with each other and the communities they serve. Last year, they spent their day volunteering at the Ranfurly Home for Children and saw it fit to return to the home this year to enhance their previous projects. Citibank officials share why this initiative is so important for both parties.
I think it's part of being a human, you know. How can you support each other? And when you see these kind of possibilities where there are institutions like this one that support kids, it's excellent. So you have the chance to give back a little bit.
Well, they were an excellent partner with us last year as well. We were able to come in and, you know, they had very defined projects, what it is. It was structured, it worked, it fit the criteria that we needed as a corporate as well, you know, for an NGO. And so we thought we'd come in again this year, help them a little bit more to add on to what we did last year so that it's compounded and we can actually see the fruit of our labor.
Brand Ambassador of the Ranfurly Home, Berniska Bullard, shares some of the donations made by City Bahamas and expresses her gratitude.
Once people come into our home, we want it to be welcoming. We want it to look and feel like a children's home, and they've executed that so well. In addition to renovations on the property, they've also made a monetary donation to our home, which is definitely needed. And also, they have stocked out our pantry with so many treats and wonderful snacks for the summer. So we thank Citibank so much for always considering us, for always being here. We hold them close to our heart, and our kids and team are so grateful.
And that does it for the Bahamas Tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better. From all of us here, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.